I was the person who got up 2 years ago. I had been laid off, and just a quick backstory. I'm about 2 years from paying off my place. So
things turned around for you, eh?
They did. Thank you. So I always have questions every year. I have just 2 this year.
We appreciate you coming back year after year, since we only have one answer.
Right.
It's very patient of you.
So my question is, how do I get to the big money, to the money that's to what is contained within? By
diminishing the bigness of it.
Okay, thank you.
By acknowledging the simpleness of it. By reminding yourself that the creation of a castle and a button is exactly the same thing. Okay. It just depends on whether you're focused on the castle or the button. But just the fact that you call it the big money means that you have a vibrational barricade between the receiving of it and where it stands. It's big money, which means big. In the expression big, you mean harder to achieve, or you mean rarer, or you mean more special stuff I need to do. Abraham, I've been hearing you for years. I come with a couple of questions every year. You gave me the same answer, but I need a different answer this year because I want the big money, not just the money. I was laid off, and I admit now I'm not laid off. And that consistent smaller money has been coming, and I like it. Don't get me wrong, I like it just fine. I like it, but I really want that hard to get stuff. I really want to get that stuff that hardly anybody gets. I want that really hard to get stuff. So could we have a more private meeting where you where you don't tell us how to get the simple stuff, but where you tell us how to get the big stuff? So let's go behind the curtain and we'll whisper in your ear. You want the big. Right. We are making fun of you. We are. We're making fun of the idea that big things are more difficult to create. Big things are easier to create because you think about them more. Big things are easier to create because there's more life stream going to them. There's more attention from non-physical on them. But what trips you up in the big is that in the acknowledging that it's a big thing, you've got a bigger resistance. So you've just got to find a way of softening that resistance. What's big money anyway?
Where you essentially can wake up and do whatever you particularly want to do in a given day.
But here's the thing. If you can hear this, then you're off and running. If you can wake up every morning and think the thoughts you want to think, then nothing can keep you from anything. Okay, but if you're waking up and your thoughts are contained by the manifestation, then you can't move beyond where you are.
So then I feel pretty close, because I feel as if, to make, I've been called up every year, and I kind of do it.
Yeah, what's up with that?
But I know how I do it, and I know how,
We have a little bit of sound issue going on here. In and out, in and out, in and out. You're wanting to bring the wired mic? No point in wasting words on ears alone.
It's all right, I can hear you.
And it's all for you. It is. It's all for you. The thing that's tripping you up is the distinction between, in other words, you are equating so much effort with so much money. And so that's what you meant a little bit when you were saying, I know that I can do the work. I know that I can do the hard work.
For an incremental amount, but I feel as if...
Because I am limited by the amount of effort that I can offer. In other words, if I'm thinking in terms of dollars for effort, then I can only offer so much effort. There are so many hours in a day, and there are only so many people willing to pay me equivalency for what I'm offering.
Right.
So you have to stop looking at your earning in terms of equivalency for effort and begin looking at your receiving. Let's change the word earning to receiving. And let's change effort to vibration, to personal vibrational offering. Can you hear the difference? Because if it's about earning an effort, then you're right. You're limited to how much you can do. You're limited to how many things you can accomplish, or to how many people that you can convince about the value of what you're offering. But when you understand that it's not about earning, it's about receiving. And it's not about effort, it's about vibration. So it's not about doing, it's about thinking. And it's not even so much about being aware of your thoughts as it is being aware of how you feel when you think the thought. Now you've got the formula.
Right. And so I feel as if I'm kind of there, because it's the incorrect term, for the big things, I do that. I don't factor work or effort into it.
Explain more.
Because, like, for me, my belief is that to make an incremental amount more a month, like $1,000, $2,000 more, that is work. I know how to do that. But for something that I might use an incorrect term, big, I can visualize that, and I know I can get there emotionally. So I feel as if I don't factor effort into that, because I just listen to you. I try to do my best to go there.
So why are we having this conversation?
I don't know. So that's it's
because you're still monitoring
True.
the manifestational outcome.
Thank you.
And then questioning
True.
your vibrational state of beingness.
So all I need to do is lower that a little.
Lower what?
Lower, like, even the desire to question, or or the observance.
Well, what you're wanting to do is raise your appreciation of your knowledge of the energy, and raise your appreciation of your vision. Mm-hmm. In other words, it really is as simple, and you sort of have to figure out how to work this out. It really is as simple as, if your desire or dream, goal, if it pleases you when you think about it, then you're in the right vibrational stance.
Thank you.
But if it feels like disappointment, or it feels like a challenge, or it feels like something that you haven't figured out yet, or it feels like a dilemma, or it feels like injustice because you see others have figured it out and you haven't. So you really have to think and feel and think and feel. So what you do is you dream a little about what you're wanting. The thing that trips a lot of people up is that they want a state of being. Like, they will say, I desire enough financial abundance that I can do whatever I want. And we want to say, you got it backwards. It is the doing what you want that causes the alignment with the vortex, that takes away the resistance, that then brings the abundance to support whatever you want. It's the money isn't the means to the happy life. The happy life is the means to the money. But how can I feel happy in this moment when I'm working harder than I want to work on things that I would rather not do? And we say, because you have the ability to think around it. First, you have the ability to appreciate more of what you are doing. You have the ability to say more positive things than negative things. You have the ability to look for more positive aspects and fewer negative aspects. You have the ability to appreciate others more than criticizing them. You have the ability to appreciate yourself more than criticizing yourself. You have the ability to focus, even when you're just looking at what is, in a much more productive, meaning, good feeling way. And if all you were doing was just looking into your now for things that you could appreciate or praise, you would shift your vibration enough that it would raise to the vibrational level of what's in your vortex, of what you've been dreaming about. But what's tripping you up, and it trips almost everybody up, is this comparison between where I am and where I want to be. So what you have to start doing is you have to say, I'm going to go there in my mind. And we know that has to be incredibly annoying, but that is the path. Because if you can't get there in your mind, you can't get there.
Right.
And what humans keep demanding of us, they keep saying, I don't want to get there in my mind. That feels foolish. I want to be there so I can get there.
Right.
If I was just there, then I'd get there. And we say, there's a journey between where you are and where you want to be. And it's not a vibration. It is not a work journey. It's not an effort journey. It's not a getting hired journey. It's not even a great idea for a great product that the world wants journey. It's a vibrational journey. It's the difference between praising and criticizing. It's the difference between smiling and frowning. It's the difference between dragging yourself across the parking lot and skipping yourself across the parking lot. It's the difference between loving and hating. It's the difference between feeling good more of the time and feeling bad more of the time. That's the only difference, because you've been living life and you've put it into the vortex. Your vortex is full of everything that you want. And it is a vibrational speed that you usually aren't at, because you are like most people. You are observing what is instead of dreaming about what will be.
Right. Thank you. So if I hear you correctly, I feel like I'm good at the second aspect of what you said, which is going there emotionally, vibrationally, but I don't always appreciate what's going on in the moment. So if I hear you correctly, those are the two essential components.
Yes, because think about it.
Thank you.
Right here and now is where I stand as a vibrational offerer that's being answered. We've been calling this place that you stand, this vibrational place that you stand, your vibrational grid. It's your point of attraction. And you've practiced yourself into it. You practiced yourself there when you were little. You practiced yourself there when you were 10 and when you were 12. You practiced yourself there yesterday. And it isn't that what you practiced has been lingering. In other words, you heard us earlier say, you can't save this stuff up and use it later. You can't use your happy childhood energy as your point of attraction now. You've got to conjure your happy now energy. If you were happy in childhood and you kept enjoying that happiness and you kept following the same patterns of thought, then you've practiced your patterns of thought so that they are still active today. But you don't drag the energy from your past to today. All you drag is your habit or your approach to life, you see. But you can change your habit or your approach to life today if we can convince you. And it really is as simple as smiling rather than frowning, and mean it when you do it. It really is as simple as looking for a reason to feel good about now or about later or about the past. It doesn't matter. If you're thinking about the past, the present, or the future, you're doing it now. You're offering the vibration now. It's causing you to be a vibrational point of attraction now. And law of attraction cannot buck your current. Law of attraction cannot give you what's in your vortex, what you've dreamed into place, if your now vibration is a vibrational variance from it. You've got to do the vibrational alignment, you see. So how do you do it? Well, you just have to figure out. If dreaming about what you want makes you feel good, then do it. If dreaming about what you want makes you feel disappointed that it hasn't happened yet, then stop the thought right here and now. If thinking about going to work makes you unhappy, then don't think about going to work. But if you have to be at work because you want to pay your house off in 2 years, and because you remember how really awful it felt when there was no money coming in, and you're appreciating the difference between the money coming in and the money not coming in, and you are looking for what you were doing vibrationally that caused that difference, and you're acknowledging that I was there and that didn't feel as good as where I am now. Where I am now feels way better than where I was then. So it's logical to me that I can feel better and better and better and better. You just keep talking yourself in to vibrational alignment.